Hey guys, what's up? Commando here, and welcome to my Fastlane 2015 review. And yes, I am wearing my bloody green Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing, because I'm bloody cold. That's why it's cold here in Scotland today. This weekend has been really cold, don't know why. But this was a really good show. You know, it was much better than Royal Rumble. All the matches were pretty decent, but I'll just get straight into it. But I definitely enjoyed this a lot more than the Royal Rumble. That's for damn sure. Pre-show was pretty boring. I must say, I wasn't really enjoying it. Miz TV thing with the Miz and Paul Heyman and Mizdow was pretty good though. It was alright, you know, good stuff with Mizdow. Sure, eventually, like come WrestleMania, I think they're gonna have a match, Miz and Mizdow. But you know, it's good. I'm enjoying it. I like the Miz. My hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. I love it when he says that. It's hilarious. But anyways, on the first match, I actually got 13 minutes, which is kind of surprising. And it was actually an alright match. It was pretty decent. It was Kane, Big Show, Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback, and the Authority won. Like I said, it was an okay match, and eventually, like after it, they were, like when Ryback came in, he was like just going apeshit. It was like pretty good, and the crowd was loving it. Then after the match, they were like a way to hit Ryback with the curb stomp. They curb stomped a few people, then a way to do it to Ryback, and then Randy Orton returned. It's kind of spoiled for me because I put my computer on to sleep, right? I don't know if you know what that is, but the sleep thing, it's supposed to go off, but it's if you turn it back on again, all your stuff will be saved, you know. Well, sometimes my computer just randomly comes on again, and I'd went down to get something to eat at this point, you know, before before I started watching the actual show, and came back on, and then I'm bloody seeing Randy Orton return. So I was like, great. But he came in and hit a few RKO's. The best one was the one on Joey Mercury, because he jumped off the second rope. That was pretty sweet. He RKO'd Noble as well, and Kane got one too. It was pretty sweet. And then Rollins was just running away all the way out of the arena to the parking lot. There was a thing saying that they wanted to make Rollins look really good at this show, but they kind of just made him look like a pussy just running the hell away out of the arena. So, you know, I don't know what they were going for there. Maybe that wasn't a true thing. But, you know, good match. I quite enjoyed it. Next, Goldust and Stardust. Goldust defeated him. They got 8 minutes 55 seconds according to Wikipedia. That's his official name. There was a good sort of like thing before, you know, with Dusty Rhodes was there. Dusty Rhodes, I don't know, he seems kind of weird. Maybe it's because he's being scripted by some ferret, but he sounds a bit weird, I think. He looks a bit weird too, but he's always looked a bit weird, to be honest. He has lost weight though, so. But anyways, we'll get to the match. Stardust coming out, and he's in different gear. He's not like he's got a bodysuit. He's just got like long tights. He's got different face paint. Like the people with Mattel and the guys that make the WWE games must be like, for fuck's sake, Stardust, stop changing your gear so much. He's changing all the time, you know. It's like completely different now. It's not just like different colors. He's just went for a completely different thing. So I'm sure they're probably like, for fuck's sake, will you hurry up and choose a thing and stick with it, you know. But Goldust beat him in an alright match, you know, nothing special. What happened afterwards? Yeah, he shook his hand and he for a minute or something, and then they just went away and Dusty was watching. Afterwards they were backstage, and he was speaking to Dusty Rhodes, and then Cody came in and just started sort of going ape shit, you know, threw Goldust into the thing and saying that Dusty killed Cody and that Dusty's living in Stardust's shadow, and then he like launched Goldust into the thing again, and then Dusty Rhodes was like almost crying and got the officials in to come and help Goldust because he was like dead. Next match, Tyson Kidd Cesaro defeating the Usos to become the new tag team champions. Only 9 minutes 33. It was a good match, and I thought the Usos were gonna fucking fuck up with their dive thing again. I'm saying that it will happen eventually, because This time he didn't even clear the rope. One of them glided over it. His stomach was hitting the rope. One of these days, their feet is gonna catch the rope and they're gonna fucking get injured big time. You know, they need to be clearing it. You know, you don't see Adrian Neville or Sami Zayn or anyone else really jumps over it. You know, thinking it like they do. Stupid. They'll get hurt. One of these days they'll get hurt. But it's a good match. You know, I quite liked the spot where Cesaro did like a one-legged Cesaro swing. That was pretty sweet. There was a lot of different things happening. Cesaro did his epic suplex. You know, that's really underrated. That, like, the strength that he takes to do that. Like, lifting him from the apron while he's on the top. That's just insane, man. That's really insane. Like, I feel, yeah, he's just him, Tyson Kidd, and so many others are seriously underrated. Even though they showed a lot of stuff on that over the years, I still feel they're heavily underrated. But they did like this Samoan drop thing, you know, like where one throws him up, the other one catches him. What happened at the end? Cesaro and Jay brawl. Cesaro and Jay tumble out the ring, still brawling. Jimmy with a 2 count on Kidd. Cesaro gets super kicked out of the ring, but Kidd ends up hitting his suplex finisher on Uso at the end. Yeah, I thought the end was kinda lacking a bit. You know, it was kinda random, really. Like, one of the Usos, Cesaro threw one of the Usos in, and then he didn't really do anything. Then Cesaro got kicked, and then Kidd just hit his suplex neckbreaker thing. I can't remember what he calls it. But they won, you know, it was good. I was going epic with the Cesaro swing. But it's good to see them as tag champs. I just watched their promo thing afterwards. It's actually really good, you know. Cesaro can cut a promo. You should go and watch it. It was good. Definitely, you know, not as bad as Vince says, but Vince just saying anything to not blame himself, you know. Next, we had Triple H coming out, and he was in his street clothes, and his hands was all taped up. He did like his entrance with like the spit and water, but he still came out to like the old, to the King of Kings, the Authority music or whatever. Sting comes down. I felt like maybe he should have walked a bit slower, you know, build up to a little bit. He kind of just, you know, came out pretty quickly. I thought maybe it'd been better if he, you know, walk slow, you know, build it up and get the fans, you know, a little bit into it, but didn't really bother me that much. You know, they were yapping and yapping, blah 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 blah. Like he was trying to convince Sting to, you know, not bother trying to kill Triple H or something. I don't know. They end up like beating each other up, and Triple H gets the better of him, gets the sledgehammer, but then I don't know where Sting got the bat from. I don't know if he pulled it out of his ass or what, but he had a bat and he started beating him with it, and then he had it like in his neck, and then he starts pointing at the sign, and then Triple H is away to attack him again, and he goes in his neck, and he pointed at the WrestleMania again, and Triple H is mouthing that he's going to kick Sting's ass or something. Triple H charges at Sting, Sting turns around and BAM! Bat in the stomach. And then he hit the Scorpion Death Drop and points at the sign, and then see you later, Sting. Pretty good moment actually. It was pretty decent. I quite enjoyed it. I'm sure it'll be a good match. You know, I think it will be a good match. Because Triple H can still go. Well, I think Sting can still go. He was wrestling for TNA for a while. But next we got Nikki Bella defeating Paige for the Divas Championship. Only got 5 minutes 34 seconds. I thought it was a bit longer than that. I felt, but it was an okay match. You know, better than usual. It was only I think it was about 2 minutes before they went into a rest hold. So, you know, improvement. But there was a good moment where like they were on the top or something. They were on the thingy. Paige was going for a superplex, but Nikki countered it into a sunset flip into a powerbomb, which was pretty good. It was kind of a weird ending. There was also a missed spot where Paige was supposed to throw Nikki into the turnbuckle, excuse me, and Nikki just, she missed. That was kind of just a miss timing or placement, whatever. Not a big deal. But eventually, like, Nikki pushed her into the turnbuckle, and then, like, Paige, they said it was a handful of tights, like pulling the tights, but there wasn't. Even they showed a slow motion replay, and I was like, no. It was so weird. And which match was was it that one? Was that the one? I can't remember. There was a match where they fucked up. Was it the Goldust one? Where the ref counted 2 and then he didn't actually count the 3, but then he rang the bell. Like, it was weird. I don't know. I'm sure it was the Goldust one actually. Yeah, it was. They didn't say it in the report thing, but it was. I was like, what the fuck? So he must have seen that the shoulder was up, but then he must have been told that that's it. So, it was a fuck up. It was a fuck up. Cole announced Sting versus Triple H for the WrestleMania. Next we got Bad News Barrett defeating Dean Ambrose by disqualification, 7 minutes 58. Again, it was an okay match, pretty decent. I like it when he does that, when Ambrose gets thrown into the ring, but then he just like little swivelly, then back with a clothesline, and it's a brutal clothesline usually. Sounds like it anyway. Get out. Interruptions all the fucking time. Right, Bad News Barrett, Dean Ambrose. There wasn't any really special moments apart from that thing. Just sort of looking through. Like, Barrett would try to escape eventually, like, had enough, and then Ambrose got him back. And then Ambrose starts beating him in the corner, and then the ref, DQ'd him. It was kind of shitty. But then Ambrose, he brought the title in the ring, hits the dirty deeds, tells the ref to piss off pretty much. Ambrose went to leave, but then he came back and grabbed the title, and Ambrose left with the title, and Barrett's like, "That's my bloody title," or something like that. And Ambrose dropped the title, and he says, "Come on then, bring it, ref," and then he just picked it up and walked out. It was pretty funny. Now the next bit was pretty sweet. Like, the Undertaker's Druid music and that came out, and then his actual music came on with the casket, and I was like, oh, I think Bray Wyatt will be in here, because I read a thing that there was supposed to be a segment with Bray Wyatt, making that he was going to be with, like, doing a thing to say that the promos had been about Undertaker. It was a good promo. I'm not really going to go into it, because I can't really remember anything that was said, but it was good. I loved it. I loved how the casket thingied up, and then he sits up and he's laughing. It was really good. Next we got Rusev defeating Cena by submission. 80 minutes the match was. It was an alright match. It's decent, pretty good. Cena takes a DDT like a boss. Really, he really does. Like, maybe this one he maybe was protected a bit more, but there's one where he was with Seth Rollins and his head is hitting that bloody mat. Like, it was insane. It really is insane. He's taken that. That's gotta hurt. But no big moments really. There was when he did like a swinging like rock bottom or a swinging Uranagi, Rusev to Cena. That was pretty good. No real great moments. So Cena goes to the top, but Rusev catches him. Oh, and a powerbomb. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Um. He was in the accolade near the end. Says Cena powers to his feet. Oh yeah, and Lana comes in the ring, distracts the referee. Rusev gives him a low blow and then kicks him in the face. And then Rusev thingies the accolade and Cena passes out, and that was it. I fell asleep at this point. Like this is like 25 to 8, so I'm just getting ready to go as soon as I'm done with this. I might actually not get it all recorded now, but this will be up later, by the way. So sorry about that. But Rusev won. Like I fell asleep. It must have been for like an hour or something. I wasn't done until later on, so I haven't gotten all my stuff done that I would usually get done. But Cena just gets thingied away. He's sort of like acting like he's pretty much dead. Next is the last match, and a very good match. It's Roman Reigns defeating Daniel Bryan. 20 minutes 10 seconds it says. Really good, overall a really good match from both guys. I was speaking to some guys about bloody Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan, and I just gave up because it was pointless trying to convince these Roman Reigns lovers. Like I'm just neutral, and these guys, just going on about Roman Reigns being the best thing ever and all this stuff, and I just gave up. I was like, it's pointless me trying to, say my view on it because they're just in love with Roman Reigns or whatever. And then other people love Daniel Bryan or hate Daniel Bryan, all this crap. But yeah, I gotta admit, this was a good match from both Bryan and Reigns. They both Reigns pulled out a lot of sweet moves. There was it wasn't like a pump handle, but he had him like round the schlong and did like a triple, like, I guess you could just call it pump handle suplex thing, fall away slam thing. He did like 3 of them. That was pretty cool. And Reigns was really brutal with the forearms in this. There was one point where Daniel Bryan had him like I think it was like an Indian deathlock or something, and then he countered it, and then was just beating the shit out of him with forearms. I was like, holy shit! It was really savage, like, but it was a really, really good match. Started off, pretty good, back and forth. It was decent. Just try to flick through, see what other moments I can remember that was worth mentioning. Oh yeah, Reigns countered a Hurricanrana into a power bomb, which that was a pretty sweet moment. He hit Reigns with 2 dives, and then these were on the side, and then by the third, when he was going for the third one, Reigns caught him and hit a belly to belly on the fucking outside. That was so brutal. That was a sick moment. And then he got up and went for a spear, and he went into the steel steps. I thought Reigns was going to lose it there. He was really pushing it at the 9 count. But oh yeah, Bryan went to the top rope, went for a thing, and he hit him with this Superman punch mid-air. Bryan blocks a spear. Oh yeah, he got him in a nice small package after a spear, like a really nice small package, like one of the best, like, really done perfectly. It was a really good small package. He hit the big knee, but Reigns kicked out. Fans were chanting, "This is awesome," and that, which it was. I really enjoyed this match. Reigns catches the roundhouse kick and stands up in Bryan's face. Bryan slapped him a few times but did nothing. Oh yeah, Bryan took him down like in a nice armbar. He sort of didn't quite get it when he got him down, but he got into the S-lock eventually. Reigns like powered out and got like a... and mounts... This was the point where he did the big forearms, like nasty forearms that were really connecting with Daniel Bryan. Then he got him in the submission again, and then he did like a sit-down powerbomb thing. It was pretty good. They trade punches and kicks. Bryan hits several kicks to the head as they do the yes thing. Bryan gets up, nails a big kick to the head. Bryan goes for the running knee, but Reigns sets a spear and won. It was a good match. Seriously, I don't really. I'm kind of sick of the haters and the what have you of Roman Reigns. You know, I think they're just too much. You know, going a bit over the top. Um, and then the Reigns lovers are just over the top as well. And the haters for Daniel Bryan. You know, I just think it's a load of shit. Um, it's pointless. I pointless try to convince them otherwise. I just gave up. It's like I'm not wasting my time with this crap. Um, but overall, a really good show. I'd probably give it like a C, B at the most. You know, it was good. You know, could have been better, but much better than Royal Rumble. I did really enjoy it. I was just kind of tired. Come the Cena Rusev, like the end of it, I fell asleep for a while. But really good show. You know, I'm interested to see what happens next. I think I read a thing that Heyman's going to address Roman Reigns or something. I haven't really read into anything because I didn't have time. You know, I usually read my wrestling site, but I haven't had time. I'll do it when I get home tonight. I don't really know what else to say, but tell me what you thought of the show. Tell me what you're thinking. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Dean Ambrose, and since he's now he's claiming to be the lunatic champion, he did a really good promo on like the exclusives. It was pretty good. You should watch it. How he wants to be the lunatic champion, and he's pissed off at being called a lunatic or a head case or something. I can't remember the word he used. But he's going to be the lunatic champion and defend it wherever and whenever. Because he's took the title with him, so it'll be interesting to see what goes down there. And I had a message from some goof on Facebook, was the Cena and Rusev match scripted? Moron, absolute moron. He said some crap to me about NXT Takeover, about how Owens didn't deserve the title, and I was like, yeah, he does. And he said before that he knows that wrestling's scripted, and he was like, nah, about when I said that Owens deserved it, and then he was like, what was it? I says, oh, let me guess, because of what Owens did to Sami Zayn. And I was like, how many times have I told you? It's scripted, and I'd scripted in capital letters and question and exclamation. Then he unfriended me, but he's trying to friend me again, but I'm not fucking responding. It's just stupid, But tell me what you thought of the show. I really enjoyed it. Be interested to see what happens next. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, show a like button, some love. Definitely no raging or anything like last time, or not angry or anything. I really thought it was a much better show. Just sucked that I kind of fell asleep and not getting stuff done. But I need to go. It's 7:41. I start work at 8. So I need to get going. So see you later. Hope you enjoyed the show. Bye.